What's going on, guys? It's Brandon Beck here today, and today I'm going to be covering the 2011-2012 Chicago Blackhawks. This was a very forgettable team among the season because they were one of 10 teams with over 100 points, and they were the one with the least at 101. The record was 45, 26, and 11, which was good enough this year for 4th in the Central, 6th in the West, should have been 5th, but Phoenix had less points than them, but since they were the division winner, they automatically got the 3rd seed. And then 12th in the league when they should have been 10th because along with Phoenix, Florida of the Southeast Division had 94 points, so the Hawks were better than them as well. But because of the way the playoffs were set back then, it was kind of unfair to some of the teams, and especially in the year where only Vancouver of the Northwest Division made the playoffs. Only Florida of the Southeast made the playoffs because that was just normal. Actually, maybe Washington also did. I'll have to recheck that later on because Washington was still really good by then. And the coach was Joel Quenneville, as always. The captain was Jonathan Toews, as always. Their goals for was 6th in the league with 248, and their goals against was 22nd with 238, which isn't even that bad, but because of how good the league was this year, that was a big drop. This year made the Blackhawks 2010 Cup look like it was a one and done. Why? Is because when you go to the playoffs, they lose in 6 to the Phoenix Coyotes. Yes, that's an Arizona Coyotes magnet, but it's Phoenix. This series was Phoenix's first ever win in a series. Not to mention they would beat Nashville in the next round and then lose to the Kings and their Cinderella run in 5. But things looked really good for Phoenix after this. And then they didn't make the playoffs again until 2020 because of a pandemic that let them in. But even after this year, they looked really good. But now they're tearing it all down. And once I do division predictions, I'll talk about teams. They lose in 6. The first 5 games go to overtime. And they go Phoenix, Chicago, Phoenix, Phoenix, Chicago. And then Phoenix cleans it up in Chicago with a 4-0 win. So Chicago couldn't win at home. They were 0-3 at home, and they were 2-1 on the road. So when you can't win at home, that's when you've lost a series. However, in the regular season, the leading scorer was Marian Hossa. 29 goals, 44 assists, 77 points. Behind them was Sharp, Kane, and Toews. So the core 4 doing their work. The best goalie, Corey Crawford, with a 30, 17, and 7 record with a .903 save percentage. Their backup, Ray Emery, however, had almost exactly half of the games played as Crawford, and almost had the exact half record because he had 15 wins, 9 losses, and 4 OT losses, with a .900 save percentage. This was the year that everyone, as I said previously, everyone thought it was a one and done. Why? Because since the 2010 Stanley Cup run, they got rid of 11 of their players from that team. They're the 8th seed and lose in 7 to Vancouver after an impressive comeback. Now they're the 6th seed going up against a team who's never won a series before, and they lose to Phoenix. No one saw what was going to happen in 2013, really. I don't think. That's for sure. I don't really think that this year kind of changed the mentality of the Hawks, which is a good thing. If you see in Toronto, they're kind of doing the same thing. They've lost again and again and again and again and again. And this year, they're making that documentary called All or Nothing, which is probably going to be pretty interesting. I'm interested to see what that's about. And that's the good thing about Chicago. They didn't tear it down. They didn't say, okay, we're done. We're gonna tear this thing down. We're gonna rebuild again after only one championship. They kept going, and look, they were a good team for another 5-6 years, and they get 2 more Stanley Cups out of it. So, great work for the management for believing in this team. And that's really all I have for this video. It's kind of just plain, dry, and simple. This was a very forgettable Hawks team, as there were just so many good stories this year. Yeah, the Devils in the East trying to get that one last cup for Brodeur. You had the Kings, the 8th seed that won the Stanley Cup. We had Vancouver, the President's Trophy winner, flaming out in the first round against the Kings in 5, which was a huge embarrassment. The Kings steamrolling everyone. This might have been the weirdest playoffs of all time. I'm just gonna say that right now. We had a season where there were 5 rounds in the playoffs, and I believe firmly that this was the most crazy playoffs of all time and crazy season overall. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.